Let's see if this is actually going to play nice. I'm live. And, looks like it's playing nice. We shall see. God bless Facebook and its constant need to change. Okay, so today we're going to talk AI, artificial intelligence, and there's kind of two different sets of that. There's large language models like ChatGPT and Gemini, and then there is also generative AI, which creates things as well. So I apologize for the delay for anybody watching online. Apparently Facebook decided to change the way they work yet again. But that is an interesting concept because there was an update to Facebook this last weekend. So if you pull out your phone right now and you jump onto Facebook, and where the search bar used to be is a lovely little icon that looks like a circle. And that is Facebook's new AI. So if you click right here, it's called Meta AI. And it is actually very competitive to ChatGPT as far as a large language model is concerned. So if you do nothing else, if you want to turn this live stream off right now by just going and playing with Meta AI, it's probably a good start for today. Good way to get this kicking. So a couple things to talk through. There's a lot of different AIs out there. So I want to pull up this chart real fast. And this was given to me by a gentleman that teaches a class on AI. His name's Brett Bishop. And so these were some tools that he recommended. So we're actually going to look at ChatGPT. We're going to look at Google Bard, which has been renamed Gemini. They were rebranded. Bing AI is actually ChatGPT, so same thing. I don't know Claude at all. Video creation, Runway. I have not used HeyGen. If you go back in our Facebook group and look at the video that was inviting you to this event, that was generated by HeyGen, which builds a virtual avatar for you, and then you just give it a script and it reads it off to you, and you download the video. Could be useful for training, could be useful for video blogs, things like that. Veed.io, Pictory, kind of just also that video creation. So one that we've been using a lot is Manovo, which is actually, you can do a video conversation with somebody, record it one shot, and Manovo will caption it and edit the video for you into different reels. So if you've seen any of our reels lately on my personal page or on Tortugas, we've been doing some test runs with that. And I've been very impressed, honestly. So I sat down with Billy. We had a 15-minute conversation. It pulled 8 different reels out of there, very minor changes to get it up and going, mostly just recentering some of the shots. And it took about 5 minutes after processing. It takes about an hour to process the video. So that is one thing to be aware of. You know, you're not going to upload this video and immediately have a reel. It's going to take about an hour. But honestly, that's faster than most people can edit on a phone.
Is that hands-on hour or like what do you mean?
No, it's processing on the server side. So
okay.
and also to upfront, we uploaded that video in 4K. We didn't upload that in 1080p. So we were giving it as much resolution as possible to process, and so that probably slowed it down a little bit too. So we'll take a look at that one too if y'all want. It's Manovo. They did have a good deal going with AppSumo, which is a discount app store. And it was like $80 for lifetime access. And you get to upload, I think, 2 hours a month. Let's be honest, if you're recording 2 hours of content a month, you're doing real good.
And it's not 2 hours continuous.
No. So like we did 3 different 15-minute interviews, and it's processed that. We still have another 80 minutes we could use this month.
Okay.
Yeah. And we will. We're going to keep playing with it. So presentations, if you do a lot of, hang on, skip back, images. We're going to look at Adobe Express. So if you're a big Adobe user, if you want to pay Adobe some money, their AI generation is pretty dang good. It is not as good as Dolly. So I don't know Midjourney, but Dolly, the second one here, is probably one of the most impressive image generators. It is backed by ChatGPT. It's in the same. It's owned by the same people as OpenAI. Leonardo.ai is more of an artistic style. And then I haven't gotten to use Firefly, so I'm learning some new tools here that we can go play with coming up too. Presentation, if you do a whole lot of presenting, so if you're doing buyers presentations, things like that via like a PowerPoint, Slides.ai and Beautiful.ai are both very good and pretty simple to use. So one thing we want to keep in mind is we as agents have less time and less bandwidth and less energy right now than we've probably ever had in our life. And the point of this is to create the opportunity for us to get more done with less of all of those things. I'm going to leave this list alone. Y'all can kind of go through it. There's some different ones. You may have heard of Grammarly. This is a really common one. It's been around for a while. It's very mature for an AI. So is Jasper.ai. Both have been around for probably 4 or 5 years. They were kind of early adopters building into the large language models. And I will say Grammarly is used at our schools. My son's school tells every student, hey, run that paper through Grammarly and make sure that you're doing the best you can. Is that good? I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know. Probably a different conversation. We're not going to get into Skynet versus everything else today, but as far as just pure generation, there is a good opportunity there. So a couple tools. For the people in the room, y'all have the AI for Real Estate Agents playbook. This is also available on the Google Drive. So if you go to Agent Drive and type in AI for Real Estate Agents playbook, it's a 13-page explanation, and it really digs into kind of how to use the AI at a higher level. So one of the things that a lot of people struggle with on AI is they will just give it a forward prompt and be like, make me something beautiful. And the truth is, if you give it more information, it will craft something that is much more specific to you. Now, one of the main tools of this that I use weekly is we are producing constantly every week written content to be searched by Google for keywords. So we get very specific with our content. It's tell me about the great house neighborhood and make sure to use the term great house at least 20 times in the article. I'm giving the AI that extra instruction because I want great house to pop as many times as possible. So when someone goes on Google and searches great house, we will rank higher because it is there so often. So being very intentional is important, and they talk about that in this playbook. And there's a lot of different ones you can go through. This one specifically kind of works around like text generation, which is your ChatGPT. ChatGPT, it is built by OpenAI. ChatGPT 3.5 is free. You can use that today. You just sign in with your Google account. You can use your KW email. It's fine. ChatGPT 4 does have a cost, and I believe it's $20 a month. And it is, to me, if you're producing a lot of written content, if you're running a lot of your emails through this, I have many a times copied an email that I was writing, put it into ChatGPT and said, make this nicer, make this more friendly. And it has rewritten that email in such a way that is more friendly. For those of you that know me, I'm a very direct person, and sometimes I just need to fluff those emails a little bit to be a little kinder and less just direct to the point. So check out this playbook. I want to keep going through a few tools and give you some hands-on time looking at a few of these tools. The better the prompt, the better the process. So in the AI handbook, it specifically says, give it 3 to 4 sentences. And think outside of the box. You know, you could write this in such a way that, hey, I want a 500-word blog post about turtles in the voice of whomever, Kendrick Lamar, if you want to go crazy, whomever. And it will do that. It will put it into that voice of that person. And that can help you kind of with stylization and giving you kind of a niche look at it. Because if you just write article about Midland, it's going to be very generic. Okay? All right. So I'm going to leave this up here. Y'all can come back in and take a look at that. I want to take a step back and let's look at what we are building specifically within the AI realm. So let me log back in. So within the AI realm, KW does have some work going on specifically around the educational side. So we have actually trained a large language model that's similar to a ChatGPT on MREA, Shift, One Thing, and Mastermind notes. So it will be releasing probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would be guessing. It is called Quick. So we're going to just give you a quick kind of show of Quick, or KWIQ. It is only trained in those things, and it does not have internet access. So because of privacy reasons, we did not want to build a large language model that's going and grabbing information from bad sources that could create frustration for you as an agent. So specifically within these, we might say, I don't know, how to perform a great open house. And it will crawl through all of the data points that we have, and it will give you some different options. So prepare the property, advertise the open house, create a welcoming structure. This is all being pulled from the MREA, the 7-level open house handbook. All of our agent handbooks are also being crawled right now to also be included inside of these. You can also give it some ideas. So we could say a script for, I don't know, I actually haven't tried this one. Let's see if it works. Short sale sellers. Cool. They haven't gone over that yet. Again, this is not live. This is still in beta. But things like lead gen sources for high conversion. Let's see. Oops, it wasn't typing. Did I misspell conversion? I think I did. Yeah. It did fine. So to generate leads with a high conversion rate, we're going to look at referrals, online advertising, content marketing, social media marketing. I don't know if I'd put that in the high conversion market. Local partnerships for sure. Open houses tend to convert at a medium to high level. Online lead gen services, maybe. But it's going to give you a bunch of options here. So anything you want to throw at it?
Yeah, script for open house follow-up.
Okay. Script for open house follow-up. So here's a script for the following up after an open house. Hi, prospect's name. This is blank. With blank, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to reach out and thank you for, going too fast. So fast. Slow down. All right, back up. I wanted to reach out and thank you for attending the open house at blank. Over the weekend, it was great meeting you and showing you around the property. I wanted to see if you had any further questions about the property or if there's anything else I can assist you with. I'm here to provide any additional information you may need or help with your home or buying journey. If you're still interested in the property, I can provide you with more details, schedule a private showing, or connect you with a mortgage professional to discuss financing options. Alternately, if you're looking at other properties in the area, I can send you listings that match your criteria. Please feel free to reach out to me at blank or blank if you have any questions or if there's anything else I can do. I'm here to help. Thank you again for your time and interest. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Best regards, blank. Yeah, I mean, this is built around an email follow-up, really. But yeah, it can throw a script at there. I tested it in the early phases. It can generate some content for you as well. So how about make a blog about Midland, Texas home buying assistance programs. Now, it's not going to be able to grab the individual home programs because, again, it's not connected, but it will give you some generalistic content that you can use.
So what is it connected to?
The data points in the large language model are our internal trainings. But here we go. Purchasing a home is a significant milestone, but it can also be a daunting process, especially when it comes to financing. Fortunately, there are various home buying down payment assistance grants, mortgage credit certificates, and affordable mortgage loans. These resources can help with homeowner financing, FHA loans, veteran affairs, local lenders. And see, it's not going to give you any specifics because it's not open to that external, but it does give you some good, lovely content that you can pull. And I would still customize most of this. I would grab it and change and tweak, but there is some cool options there. So all that to say, this is here. Your history is saved from your searches, so just know that. And that way you can kind of go back. But KWIQ or Quick will be launching in the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
So-
so it's not on the thing yet?
It's not there today. It will be soon. Moving on from there, we're going to come back to this. We're going to go to ChatGPT. So have you ever used ChatGPT before?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, what's your favorite way to use ChatGPT?
Well, I used it to write my bio.
Mhm.
And then I just remembered that I often use it if I need to write like a birthday card or.
Ooh, birthday cards. That's good.
Thank you card.
Yeah.
So
So
I can't think of.
birthday cards, thank you cards, write an email. So we've done like write an email. This is just an example prompt, gratitude. Probably not best to use ChatGPT for your mom and dad, unless you just kind of have that loose relationship, then go right ahead. But we could write an email inviting clients to a cornhole tournament on June 8th, supporting the nonprofit Agents in Action at, what's the name of that park? At Hogan Park, with burgers and hot dogs available for sale, and cornhole tournament. Just kind of give it a lot of information here. So subject line, join us for a fun-filled cornhole tournament supporting Agents in Action. Dear client's name, we hope this email finds you well enjoying the season. We're excited to invite you to a special event that we're hosting on June 8th at Hogan Park. As part of our ongoing commitment to supporting our community, we are organizing a cornhole tournament to raise funds for the nonprofit Agents in Action. Agent in Action does some incredible work in our community, and we're thrilled to have the opportunity to support this cause. The details of the event follows. In addition to the tournament, there will be delicious burgers and hot dogs available for sale, so you can fuel up while enjoying the games. Promises to be a day filled with friendly competition, great food, and the chance to make a positive impact on our community. We would be honored to have you join us at this exciting event. Whether you're a seasoned cornhole player or just looking to have some fun, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Plus, your participation will directly contribute to the meaningful works of Agents in Action. Please RSVP here. I mean, honestly, pretty dang good email. Like, you could copy and paste and fire that off, and you probably get a decent open rate. So that's one way to use ChatGPT. We actually use it a lot for blogs, but I wanted to show another tool. So next to ChatGPT, we have Google's tool, which is Gemini. And I gave it a prompt earlier, just as we walked in, and said, hey, write me a blog about how Texas have affected the landscaping, how turtles have affected the landscaping in Texas. And yeah, it gave us this lovely title, Texas Tough, How Turtles Shaped the Lone Star State. I love that title. And it goes through some different pieces. Gives you some details about where it pulled that information. But if I wanted to just go ahead and run with this right now, I totally could. And so I could use this specifically inside of my agent site blog. So if I wanted to come over to our agent sites and I wanted to create a quick blog post, I could click on my blog post. And I might have to log back in. Nope. Okay, cool. So I'm going to grab that headline because that was actually a really good headline. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to copy that and then paste that. Now, this is actually the subtitle. So I'm going to just cut that out and paste it right here. Then if I want to add an image, we're going to come back to that. Let's grab our text. I'm just going to copy and paste. Copy the text. Blog post here. Paste it there. Awesome. Cool. So very quickly, I've got a lovely little blog post we put together. Now the image, let's think about this. I could just Google some images. I could probably create something, but if I want something that's specific and maybe really catches the eye, that's where we could jump into another AI. There's two main ones, Dahlia, which is DALE, and it actually maybe is pronounced Dolly, but I always just say Dahlia. That is the one that's backed by ChatGPT. It is probably the most powerful for image creation. It does a very, very good job. It is also probably one of the more expensive ones. I think it's like $20 a month, gets you like 10 credits. They'll let you do 10 images. I also use Adobe Express, who actually just launched a mobile app as well. So I'm getting really excited about this one. But I'm going to jump into Adobe Express and give y'all kind of a run view of what you can do in here. So this is in their text to image creation. I'm going to tell it to generate an image, and you don't actually have to say generate an image. You could just type in what you need, but generate an image that has a turtle in it. Let's try a prompt with just landscaping. Let's see how funny that comes out. Because a lot of times I just like it to be cute, funny, eye-catching. So it's going to generate here, give me something to work with. Let's see what our options are.
A lot like Canva, but it's separate, it's different.
It's very similar to Canva. Canva does also have an AI generation in it as well.
And do you use that one?
I don't use Canva because I have Adobe, but a lot of our agents do use Canva, and especially with the brand kit set up inside of Canva, it is a very powerful tool. If you want, there's actually a class we can bring in that is Canva for realtors that talks through it, and he goes a little bit into the AI stuff, but not as high. But yeah, it's a generation. It'll create it. Now these aren't as funny as I want it to be. So let's look at this. Generate an image that has a turtle. Mowing a desert, because we are in West Texas. Let's see what we can get here. Sometimes you just got to get creative and play with it.
So every prompt is an image, or what do you?
Every prompt is a separate image, yeah.
So every time it counts as one.
Well, I have with Adobe, it's a monthly subscription. You have an unlimited amount.
Oh.
But I believe with those, it's once you download it, uses a credit. So, well, that's weird. Yeah.
What if you said funny?
Could be. It could be. Maybe I need to just stick with grass. But normally I can kind of get something within about 3 or 4 tries and have something. Now, if I'm going to be specific on it, again, the point of this is to get things quickly and fast. Yeah, funny triggered cartoon.
Yeah.
Let's see if anything pops up. More like vacuuming the grass. Let's take funny out. See if we can get a more realistic image. And you can change the content type as well with Adobe, so I can turn off cartoons and things like that. But sometimes I find actually the 2Ds look better than some of the 3D ones. I don't hate this one. You know what we need to do? We need to have him eating grass. That would probably be like the funniest part.
But it's Texas stuff, so why don't you say something about landscape or in Texas?
Okay. Eating grass. Oop, hang on.
With Texas landscaping?
In a Texas style.
Well,
Ooh, let's see what the AI does now. Sometimes you'll get some really funny stuff. It gets real judgy real fast with some of its generations. Like there's probably going to be a 6-shooter or some kind of like
He's like, so
Texas
a
beer.
hat. Yeah, I figured that'd be a hat. Looks like he's barfing.
I was like, I don't know if he's eating or barfing. I don't dislike this. I've got alpine mountains. I've got grass. He does look a little vomity.
Like he just came back from tequila.
Maybe that was what they were thinking.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any other ones, and we'll roll with this one. I want us to keep moving along, so.
Oh, there's a hat.
Yeah, we'll roll with this one. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to download that. Now I could put text on it and other things, just like Canva. You can add to these images. That doesn't have to be the holistic piece.
Can you pick one and have them refine more?
They don't. It's not like ChatGPT where you can refine that piece. I think that's probably the next level of kind of where the AI is headed, but at this time, no.
And what do you pay for the Adobe?
The Adobe with the Express, it just depends. We pay for like the full suite. So we have every Adobe software for $55 a month, but that's like all of the Photoshop, all of the Premiere, Audacity.
Yeah.
I would not recommend that for most agents. That's pretty expensive. I would go with the Dolly beforehand, before jumping into that, unless you needed those other tools.
20 a month.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of stuff Canva does, because I pay $120 right now for a
Yes.
year.
Well, and there's now the discount with KW. If you sign up with the KW link, it's 20% off. So it might even be a little bit cheaper. But I don't have that right now to pull up. We will make another video on that. So, but yeah, I want to throw this image into this blog real fast. So I'm going to click that. And then we're going to go new image. I'm going to upload it from my downloads, my barfing turtle. Turtle eating grass. Cool.
And this is, I think I missed this class where,
This is the blog post for your KW websites.
yeah, the website upgrade that just recently
Yes. So if you missed that, we do have some videos on that. If not, we can definitely sit down and go over those as well. But yeah, this is the tool for
And that one is already available.
ready now. Yep. All I'm doing there is I'm setting the center point for the image. So as it scales with different sizes, it knows where to keep the center. All right, cool. So I've got me a little blog post. I'm going to hit publish. Cool.
And so now it's on your website.
Now it's there, ready to go. So just if you want to see what that looks like, tortuga.kw.com.
Just want to add more Google searches on.
Yeah, the whole point is to get that. So and here we go. It's already there. It's ready to go. Texas Tough. This is the one we did, the Power of Sense in Real Estate. We did that one last week, and it was super simple. And honestly, the AI did a really good job with that image very quickly. And so they'll jump in here. You got your image with all your lovely text that Google gets to crawl. Okay, so that's how we can kind of start using some of this in the generative sense, generating images and things like that. Gemini, again, one quick note on Gemini, you have to use a personal Gmail. You cannot use a workspace. So it will not work with a KW or a business Gmail account. It needs to be a personal. So heads up on that. But it does do some cool things as well. It can also generate off of an image, which is interesting. I haven't done enough of it yet to be like, hey, this is how you should do it. But that one is free and available, just like ChatGPT 3.5. And then also the Meta AI, I haven't, like I said, it came out like a day and a half ago. And so it is an interesting pivot, learning kind of what it does and what it doesn't do. You've got a lot of cool tools here. So hopefully the one thing I hope you hear the most is take some time and really think about your prompt. Don't just be like real estate in Midland.
Yeah.
That's not going to get you something that's just really great. And the more specific you can get it, the more you'll get out of it. So even in that prompt, I said turtles and how they have affected the Texas landscape. If I just said the landscape, it probably wouldn't have gotten as many of the nice keywords in here. But some other examples you might use is, and because Gemini is connected to the greater internet, you can go in and say, we could do Midland down payment assistance programs available for new builds. I am going to say Midland, Texas, and I'm going to recommend y'all do that because there is another Midland. And first-time buyers. Now, I didn't tell it to write an article. I just gave it a question, and it's giving me some information. So, City of Midland Home Buyer Assistance Program. This has actually been around. This is the same as the MCH program. It's got phone numbers. I mean, this is like specific. Got emails, websites. Texas Home Buyer Assistance Programs. It's got TDHCA and TSHAC. Additional resources. There's not a lot. Remember, most of your down payment assistance programs are coming from either local pieces or from TSHAC. Now, the problem with TSHAC is once the grant runs out, you're dead until it gets refunded. So move quick with those. But yeah, this is a great little opportunity to pull this. You could create a nice little social media post off this. You could pull a blog post. You could do an email out. You can take this information and go from there. You could also take this into, hey, we're planning our cornhole. So you might ask it, what do I need to know to plan a cornhole tournament? Which we found out is also more complicated and more simple than we thought it was at the same time. But giving it that information, what do I need to know? Hey, did you know that regulation was 27 feet apart? I had no idea. Number of players in groups, equipment, rules, bracketing and scoring. And then even from here, it's even got the Cornhole Association's links and all these lovely things. So just getting information quickly and being able to generate off of that. It's powerful. It's fast. It's meant to be good leverage. Again, we say this a lot. Technology is not going to replace agents, but agents that use technology are going to replace the ones that don't. And so being able to get more efficient and honestly just more effective in some of our communications. I did promise we would take a look also at if I can remember the login. That's going to be the fun part. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. This is because Tim has forgotten the name of the app or he's misspelling it, so give me just a second. Minvo. Move the eye. So log in. Yeah, cool. So this is the 3 videos we've already shot. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. And then it did just take them and it splits off and processes the reels for us. And so from here, we've got these lovely reels that are already set. You can't. So this is our conversation about the AI. It created a clip off of it. That was a very basic one. It just captioned it and kind of worked through it.
So what did you, so it's Minvo website.
The Minvo.pro, if you go to AppSumo, which is just a website that gets discounted software, it is cheaper. And I'll put some links in the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a software that's really good at just taking long form and making short form. The guy that told me about it, honestly, he was like, dude, they're just really, he goes, I don't even care about the rest of it. The captions alone are worth the time saved. He just does it for his house walkthroughs.
Yeah.
He uses a gimbal with a phone and he walks through and he's like, I just wanted good captions. And it does a very good job of it. And it's not hard to edit too. So if there is some kind of issue, you can jump in here and do some quick typo fixes. So if there was a typo, I can change it out. I can also tell it to structure the image in a different way. So instead of being a single shot, I can split it. I think this is one that I posted. So yeah, and then we can just edit it. We can add music. It's got some music built in. It doesn't have a lot. I will say that's probably like its biggest weak spot is the background music. I think there's like 10 to pick up. But if I wanted to change like the way it looks, I could click on this camera shot and I can reframe it. I can switch the frames out. I can do, if I want to do a single person, like if I'm like, I'm talking right now, it's just me. I don't want to see Sarah.
Okay.
It'll jump over here. And then we can scale as needed. Now, just remember, if you are doing this off of a single shot, resolution is getting tighter. So you're going to be more likely to have some pixelation. But this is Minvo.pro. Like I said, we paid $70 for a lifetime access and we can upload 2 hours a month. Worth every dime. Specifically just the captioning to me alone is worth it. It will also give you show notes. So if you shoot an entire podcast, it will give you the show notes that you can then upload to YouTube as well if you're going to upload that podcast. I can tell you with YouTube as a whole, we're starting to kind of try and figure out how that plays out well. I will show you this one. Honestly, it's not public because my mic failed. Way to go, Tim. What a different channel. I don't want that one. Okay, let's see if we can switch accounts. There we go. So me and Billy sat down and we recorded a 15-minute conversation and we talked about a lot and it was a really good conversation. And if y'all want to watch it, you totally can. But it's just kind of hard to watch because the audio. Let's see. I'm trying to remember, where do I hide that? Yeah. So this one's kind of cool. It's got we actually generated this image. I typed turtle with a man bun into Adobe Express, and this is what it kicked out. And then I just dropped the text on top of it. It actually came out really nice. So you may hear my mic's not working very well, but great conversation. We talked through it. We could have had Minvo caption the whole thing, but we didn't really feel a need at this point. But this is something you can start doing with your clients. You can start doing this with your business partners, people that do something interesting, nonprofits, friends. It doesn't matter. Any content you produce, you can now take it and the AI will generate reels off of your long form. So in shooting that one long form, the other thing you can do is you can take that transcript that it created. I can throw this into a blog. So I've got a blog, I've got a reel, and I've got a video.
You take the transcript and you put it into ChatGPT and say, use this.
Yeah, create a blog off of this. And honestly, you could almost get away with just copying and pasting.
Yeah.
Almost. I think there's a little cleanup that needs to be done, but this is a great way to create some of those different pieces and just rock and roll from there. It will also write for you. So if I wanted to generate some content, titles, podcast show notes, things like that, social media posts. If I wanted to do a, let's say, social media post, I still can't type, so that's still the problem.
That's all same for the $80.
Yeah, that's all the one-time payments. So
It's not part of, so the only part that's limited is the
amount of
editing
the amount of
or
time,
the
amount of time you
that you
upload.
upload.
Yeah. Yep. So it grabs those videos, puts together a quick social post, and says, "Hey, we can rock and roll from here."
So if I have like a clip, so I don't know, I don't know why I'm embarrassed.
Okay.
But I took a I don't know, 45-second video of me sitting in a rocking chair that I was supposed to turn into some sort of a reel.
Mhm.
Can I throw it in there? Can I do something
Yeah.
like that?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
100% can. I think that would probably be a best case scenario. If you don't want to set up a studio style where you're shooting like this, yeah, grab your 45-second videos. If you're in the car and you're like, hey, I just want people to know about X, or hey, I want you to know that the black rifle that originally was going to be built on Wadley is no more. Having that conversation, throw it in here, let it cut the reel up, and let it caption it at the very least. That's a huge win, in my opinion, because I know with TikTok captions and like Facebook captions, like each one's going to do it a little bit different. Their inaccuracies are going to be different. And so it allows that conversation to be easier.
Can it do, so that's the part that I struggle with, is that it takes time to learn, right? Stuff.
There's not much to learn here.
So can I take a video where I'm not talking and like overlay points on it? Like it would in a reel, like
It doesn't,
Do you know
it's
what
not
I
like,
mean?
yeah, it's not quite that level of video editing where you're like putting video on top of it.
Right.
You could throw a graphic. So if you had a graphic, like let's grab one of these and look. Let's get one. Okay. So if I wanted to add a graphic to this one, I can just hit this insert image, and it's got some search capability, some default. Let's see if we can find an image. So like when I'm talking about an F-250, it doesn't know what I'm talking about apparently. Ford truck F-250. All right. Cool. That's a little better. So I could select that and add it in, and it's going to pop it in. Oop. And I can drag and drop. So if you had a graphic already made, yeah, for sure. But it's not going to be real easy to create text and things like that on here. This is meant to be kind of a set it and forget it type thing, and just rock and roll. But you could, 100%. So if I wanted the text up here and have that down there, yeah. This one did try to, it's as though it did automatically grab some emojis to throw in there. I don't love it. I also don't hate it. But it did do that. You can tell it to do that. So, but yeah, that's Minvo Pro. It's a good one there. And then also you've got some just generative stuff inside of Gmail. So I want to end on that. Let's look at Gmail as a whole. So if we are generating emails there are options. Now I do have to double check. Oh, nope, my fingers. Where it will start filling in. You see this already on your phones, on other things when you start talking about. Hope you had a great weekend. Well, this is just automatic stuff that's being built in.
Yeah.
That generative, it's learning from your terminology that you use a lot to go ahead and do that. There is also some more generative AI built into Gmail. I don't have it set up on this specific account because this is my personal account, but there are options in that as well. So just be thinking through, what can be done faster, what can be done quicker. I can tell you one of the most interesting uses I've heard is someone took a whole bunch of ingredients, threw it into ChatGPT, and said, "Give me a recipe for something to make."
Mhm.
Like they were just doing a pantry clean out,
Yeah.
and they threw that in there, and it pulled together a recipe that made sense
Yeah.
for those ingredients. And I was like, man, honestly, if you just did a post about, hey, did you know you can make a lasagna with XYZ ingredients, like that would be engaging enough to get
Yeah.
that. Hey Jen was the other one. If you go back to the Facebook group, it's the video before this one, you can see that in action. Avatars are kind of like the next thing for AI, in my opinion. You hear the term deep fake used a lot. Yeah, there we go. So it goes around and is able to function as well. So hopefully that went well. Hopefully that whole live stream wasn't muted because that would be really sad and confusing as a video. If it was, my apologies. We'll redo this class again soon. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day.